Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Iqra English School. I hope you all are very fit and fine, dear. This is your class second science book, Science Quest, and we are reading the chapter number 11, Light and Shadow. The first part we have finished. In the first part of the chapter, we have learned about the light and shadow. We have learned about the natural and artificial sources of light and about shadow, how does a shadow form, and we learn about the natural and artificial sources of light. So today in this chapter, we in this part of the chapter, we are going to read about the mind map and some question answers. So this is our mind map. For recap, light and shadow. In this chapter, what have we learned? Sources of light and shadow. And in sources of light, we have learned about the natural source of light and the artificial sources of light. So first of all, we will read about the natural source of light. From where we get the natural source? The sun gives the light and heat to us, and the sun is the natural source of light. And this is the uses of sun: giving warmth. It keeps the sun's heat keeps us warm during cold days, and it growth of plant. The plant needs sun's heat to grow, and for drying clothes we need sunshine for drying our wet clothes. Then sources of light. This is the artificial source of light. What are the artificial source of light? There are so many artificial sources of light. I have shown you many pictures. That here the torch, candle and bulb are the artificial sources of light. Then what about shadow? We will read something about shadow. First, it looks like a dark patch. The shadow always looks like a dark patch formed only in light. When does a shadow formed? The shadow formed only when there is light. The shadow does not form in darkness. And the third is, it has different size during different times of the day. As I told you, that the shadow changes its size according to the different time of the day. Now listen some hard words. SOURCE, source means होता है जरिया. OBJECT, ऑब्जेक्ट मीन्स होता है सामान. NATURAL, नेचुरल मीन्स होता है प्राकृतिक. ARTIFICIAL, आर्टिफिशियल मीन्स होता है अननेचुरल. और यू कैन से द आर्टिफिशियल, जैसे कि अप्राकृतिक. ओके. देन LIGHT, लाइट मीन्स रोशनी. HOT, हॉट मीन्स गरम. DRY, ड्राई मीन्स सूखा. PATCH, पैच मीन्स होता है एक धब्बा जैसा. ओके, एक धब्बा. डार्क पैच. DAR, डार्क मीन्स अंधेरा. Now some question answers are there. Tick the correct option. Here only one option is correct. You are to tick only one option. Let's read. At night the shadow is absent. The shadow is not longer, nor shorter, but at night it becomes absent. The sun gives us light, not food nor water. The sun gives us light. The sun is called the hot ball of ice, fire or rubber. The sun is called the hot ball of fire. Shadow are longer, shorter, or none of these in the morning. The shadow is longer in the morning. So write here longer. Okay, now some true false are there. Write T for true and F for false for the following statement. The sun's heat help plants to grow. Of course, the sun's heat help plant to grow. Sunlight kills germs. Yes, this is true. We can live without sun. No, we cannot live without sun. If there would no sun, then we would have to live only in darkness. So we cannot live without sun, and the sun is very useful to us. At different times of the day our shadow remains the same. No, at the different times of the day, our shadow does not remain same. Our shadow also changes at the according to the time of the day. Fill in the blanks using the words from the clue box. Shadow, light, artificial and presence. Number 1, a tube light is an artificial source of light. Number 2, a shadow looks like a dark patch. Number 3, the sun is a natural source of light. And number 4, we see object clearly in the presence of light. Of course, we can see the objects clearly in the presence of light, because when there is no light, we cannot see anything clearly around us. Now question answers. Why don't we see a shadow at night? The answer is because a shadow is formed only in light. What are natural sources of light? Give an example. So the sun is the only natural source of light. So the example is sun. What are the two things that we get from sunlight? So we get heat and energy from the sunlight. How is a shadow formed? A shadow is formed when an object comes in front of light. I have already told you that a shadow is always formed when any object comes in front of light. Then name some artificial sources of light. So some artificial sources of light are bulb, tube light, candle, lamp, lantern, torch, etc. What would happen if there was no artificial source of light? Then we would not see anything at night. Dear students, by mistake I have written here the, the. Okay, so you write here then, just add n here, then the sentence would be there. Then we would not see anything at night. If there would, dear students, that the artificial sources of lights are also very important for us, because you know that after sunset there is darkness everywhere, and if there would no artificial source of light, then we would have to live in darkness. That is why the artificial source of lights are very important for everyone. Now look at the given picture. Identify the time of the day in each. Here I have written here the time 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock. This is the time of rising sun. This is the time of sunset, and here this is the afternoon time. Okay. So when the sun rises, then it then at that time we can see the shadow of any object very longer, and when the sun is going to be set, at that time we can also see the shadow longer. And in our chapter we have read that during morning and evening we can see the shadow longer, but during the day, at afternoon, as here it is written the time 12 o'clock, at this time we can see the shadow, we can see our shadow very shorter. Why does our shadow changes the different times of the day? So the sun's position in the sky affects the length of the shadow. It is said that the position of the sun in the sky changes or affects the length of the shadow. So this is our chapter. I hope you must like and understand. We will meet soon in the next chapter. Till then, have a nice day.